living life is stage. Hey, hey, 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 love yourself first, explicitly. You owe it to yourself to move with that energy. Empower your self-esteem. Self-love is king. That's the only way to win. That's how you empower your dreams. Living life is stage. Hey, hey, living life is stage. Hey, hey, living life is stage. Hey, hey, living life is stage.
Hey Lifer Tribe, welcome to another video, Living Life with Stae. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. And since you're here, please consider hitting that subscribe button and becoming a permanent part of the Lifer Tribe. So we hear so many times when we are starting any new endeavor, like a YouTube channel, for instance, that it is so important to be consistent. And you hear that consistency is key. Consistent. If you ever tell someone that you started a new business venture, you started a new healthy lifestyle journey, and you have fallen off track, they're going to ask you, were you being consistent? And I am not here to say that consistency isn't key, because consistency is a huge part of success. But what I really want to talk about today is sometimes you get consistency confused with frequency. And so that is what we're going to take a deep dive into. And yeah, I got my braces back on, and so I'm talking funny again like Cindy Brady. I'm dating myself. I don't know if y'all know about the Brady Bunch, but if you know, you know. But anyway, consistency and frequency are not the same thing. So especially when it comes to business growth, when it comes to growing your content, your YouTube channel, your TikTok, whatever it is, consistency and frequency aren't the same thing. And a lot of people feel like, well, yeah, I'm being consistent because I show up 3 or 4 times a week, the same time every week. I always have something to say. I'm always offering something. I am very consistent. My people know where to find me. They know when I say I'm going to be somewhere, where I'm going to have something, I'm going to have it. Well, that is consistency, but it's more along the lines of frequency, because that means you are frequently showing up, that you show up all the time, on time. But when you are offering your products, your services, your intellect, is there value behind it? Are you consistently showing up where people know that they are going to get something valuable? Or are you showing up unprepared? Are you showing up not very interested? Are you showing up with low energy? Are you showing up giving your best and operating in excellence every single time? Because that's consistency. For me, consistency means not only do my clients, not only do my friends, my family members, my business partners, not only do they know that I'm going to show up when I say I'm going to show up, they know that I'm going to show up and they can expect the best from me. They know that if I'm going to show up and be able to give them anything less than my best, I'm going to prepare them for that. I'm going to let them know I'm not at the top of my game. I'm not just going to show up and just because I'm here, we're going to pretend that everything is good, because that would not be being consistent. People need to know that not only are you going to show up, not only are you going to upload videos, not only are you going to create content, create products, create services, but when you create them, they know the value that they can expect to get. For instance, would you go to a restaurant when they're open every time they say they're going to be open, Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. They're open breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But some days you go there and you order the chicken fried steak and it's the bomb.com. But other days, even though they're open and they're showing up when they say they're going to show up, but it's dry, it's burnt, it's half cooked. And so you never know from time to time what to expect. That's not being consistent. That's being frequent. That means you're there, your doors are open, you have food to serve, but people never know what to expect. My favorite restaurants are my favorite restaurants because I get the same type of service every time I show up. The food is the same quality when I show up. The food is the same price when I show up. That's another thing with frequency versus consistency. You can't make your prices different based on how your day or your week is going. So I show up at one time and I say, hey, I need a silk press with a deep condition. And you're like, okay, that's $99. And then I come a week from now, and because maybe you had a slow week, now it's $149. Now, it's fine to raise your prices to match the economy and things like that, but it shouldn't be on a week to week or day by day basis, because again, that's not being consistent. People do business with those who they know, like, and trust. And they may get to know you, but they're not going to like you and trust you if they don't know what to expect from time to time. So I want you all to be more focused on being consistently consistent than being frequent. If you can't show up in excellence, if you can't show up and offer your best, sometimes it's better not to just show up. Let people know, I don't have the product, the service, the energy that you deserve, so we're going to postpone it this time, or I'm going to close down for the day because I don't want to just give you any old thing. That is how businesses, that is how YouTube channels go away after some time, because people are delivering, and people get used to a certain thing, and then you start to get burned out, or maybe you just don't have the resources or the time that you used to have, and so you start giving a different quality. And so even though you're showing up frequently, you're showing up on the dates and times that you say, people are noticing that something is just a little off. And so that's what I want you to really take that inner look inside and just really be honest with yourself, really have that crucial, critical conversation with yourself. Also enlist the advice or the feedback of people who you trust, people who are about pouring into you and lifting you up and not tearing you down, and just ask those questions. Am I really being consistent? When I show up, is what I have to offer always at the same level of excellence? Am I offering value every single time? Is it my inconsistency in the excellence and the value? Could that have something to do with why I'm not growing the way I want to grow? Could that have something to do with why it seems like business is booming one week and then hardly anybody shows up for the next 2 weeks? Was I consistent in that week, or was I just showing up? Because there is a huge difference between showing up and showing up in excellence. And I have said this to you all a million times. It is my desire to show up in excellence every single time. However, there are times when I feel depleted. There are times when my cup is not overflowing, and I choose for my self-care and for my care for others to only show up when I can give from my overflow. So if my cup is not overflowing, I'll let people know, look, I can show up for you today. I can assist you with this today, but you're probably not going to get my best because I'm not offering from the overflow right now. Right now, my cup is only half full. I'm running on fumes. But if you give me some time to practice my self-care, do the things that I need to do, just give me a day or so, and then I will be able to show up for you in excellence. Because none of us are perfect. None of us are going to be on 100% of the time. None of us is going to have a good day every single time. So be honest with yourself, because people appreciate you more when you're honest, when you're vulnerable, when you're candid, when you shoot straight from the hip. People don't mind waiting for a good thing. They rather wait a minute for a good thing than then get that rush thing that's not worth anything. And so even on your YouTube journey, if you have a consistent schedule of I show up every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 o'clock, but for whatever reason you had a bad week and you don't feel like you'll be able to give the content of the value that you usually give it, then just do a short little video and talk about that. or put something on your community tab and just say, hey, I'm taking a brief break. We'll resume regularly scheduled content next week, rather than just throwing something out there just to try to appease people, because they can tell the difference. And no one has any type of obligation to stay subscribed to your channel, to stay a customer for your business, to stay a coaching client. So it is much better to be honest with people, because they can appreciate that. And what it also makes you is someone who is relatable. It's someone who lets people know, okay, they're human as well, and I can relate to this person, and I don't have to feel bad, because sometimes I have bad days too, and sometimes I don't feel like showing up. It lets people know that this is a real person. And in this day and age of fake news and reality TV that's not really reality, and AI and all of that, people are starving for that real, genuine connection. Those people who they can watch and know, okay, they're just like me. They want the people without all the fluff, without all the thrills. They want the people who they feel like, this is somebody just like me. Good days, bad days. Sometimes I'm right on point, sometimes not so much. So be honest with your customers, be honest with your clients, be honest with your viewers, and always show up in excellence. I'm hoping that I was able to give you a clear distinction between the definitions of frequency and consistency, because I just think that the word consistency is used way too loosely, and it makes people think all I have to do is show up on a regular basis and I am guaranteed success. And that's not true. There is a lot more to it. If all it took was just to show up on a regular basis, we'd all be able to do that. Just click on the camera, show up, pull up, get out your car, and just sit there. No, it takes more than that. You have to put some energy into it. You have to be able to give of yourself. You have to show up and be able to deliver value no matter what you're doing, whether you're that coach, that restaurant owner, that spouse, and that's something we can talk about in the hallway. But we have to be able to show up in excellence, consistency, because people want to know more of what to expect than just, oh, they're going to be there. No, I want to know what I'm going to get when they're there. So hopefully this video was able to give you some insight of the difference between frequency and consistency, and also give you that opportunity to take that introspective look to find out, are things not going the way I want them to do because I'm not being consistent? And then see what you can do to change that. So you guys know the drill. I love and appreciate each and every one of you. I thank you so much for tuning in. Always be kind and love one another, but don't forget to live your life. LYFE. Love yourself first explicitly. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.
Living like a stage. Hey, hey. Living like a stage. Hey, hey. Living like a stage. Hey. Living like a stage. Hey, hey, love yourself first, explicitly. You owe it to yourself to move with that energy. Empower your self-esteem. Self-love is king. That's the only way to win. That's how you